Well, good afternoon. Some wonderful sights for you there. Welcome. This is BBC1 live and exclusive Daily Mail's Le Walk, organised by the Children's Society, in which 118 walkers have been making their way through the Channel Tunnel as part of an adventure in aid of charity. They hope to raise over £1 million for mainly the Children's Society, but other charities as well. I'm here in one of two railway tunnels, 40 metres below the seabed, and just over 10 miles from the English coast, which I can tell you is up that tunnel there because I've just walked most of it, and I'm waiting here for the walkers to arrive. Le Tunnel is actually made up of 3 tunnels. The 2 enormous ones are for trains, of course, one of them for travel from England to France, the other for the opposite direction. The 3rd tunnel in the middle, which is smaller, is for maintenance and emergency access. And they all started out from Calais at 9:20 this morning. They've been going some time. Any moment now, we'll show you them starting out at Calais this morning because they have been going for a very long time. It's now 5:25, 5:26 in the afternoon, and it has been a heck of a trip. A lot of people thought that they could just get away with doing it as a casual walk, but by no means is it a casual walk. Take a look at this.
They plan to reach the terminal in Folkestone in a time of around 12 hours at about 9:45 tonight. All in all, from the starting point in Calais, the journey under the channel is around 31 miles long at an average depth of 40 metres below the seabed. The walkers, 118 of them, were full of anticipation before the off. All of them are volunteers walking for the Children's Society or other favourite charities.
Hi, I'm Scorpio from the Gladiators. Best of luck to everybody on the walk, making history and helping charity.
Vive le walk, vive le walkers.
This is one forecast at least I'll get right. They don't have any weather down the tunnel, do they? Anyhow, it looks like it'll be pretty gloomy, I think, at one end, but at least there's some light at the end of the tunnel.
There are some old friends waiting to see them off this morning.
I say, I'm the senior officer. My turn. Come here, old girl.
The girls have really been very kind to them.
More kind than I was aware.
Well, it would have been a pity to waste the war.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Here, take your long sandwiches and go.
Good boo and good lick. Hey, good boo! Good boo! Good boo!
Good boo! Good boo!
Good riddance.
Are you ready to walk? Yeah! Not loud enough, are you ready to walk? Yeah! Dance with me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down with the rockets! And they're off!
So there they go, off on their long trek to Britain. There they are, look, they're all smiling now, but will they be smiling at the end, 31 miles later? This is the first mass crossing by foot from France to Britain since the end of the last ice age, which was around 15,000 years ago. Look, there they all go into the tunnel. And even then, 15,000 years ago, people never walked under the sea, they walked on top of it. This time, for the first ever moment, they're underneath the channel, and lots of luck to them all.
One impetus to the walkers, of course, is that the more of them who complete the walk, the greater the sums raised for charity. The Children's Society alone may well benefit by over £1 million. Most people have decided to dress practically for so long a gruelling a walk, but others are in fancy dress or uniform. But one thing they share in common, they're determined to finish and to enjoy themselves.
Ian Sparks, you're the director of the Children's Society. What exactly does the society do?
Well, our motto is making lives worth living, so we're doing lots of things that help children and young people who are in real problems. Starting from young children, for example, whose parents are homeless in bed and breakfast, they really lose out. And some of the big estates where children and families are under pressure, working with families to help make life better, right through to teenagers who are on the streets and homeless, helping them to sort their lives out.
How much money are you hoping to raise from today's event?
Well, our target is £1 million. It's a lot of money, but we're well on the way to that, and I think we've got a good chance of making it.
Everybody seems to be going strong now. What's the atmosphere like? Did you expect it to be this good?
It is really good, yes. We've spent a year working on this and no idea what it would have been like, but it has got a really good feeling to it, and people are really enthusiastic. Very enjoyable.
Loads of luck. It's a brilliant thing to do.
Thanks
Good
very
luck.
much. Thanks.
Bye.
Some people will do anything to get on the television. Just look at this lot. You enjoying yourself, Sandy?
Yes.
All sorts of people here. Postmen, policemen. What have you come as?
Coffee man.
What do you talk about while you're walking along this rather boring grey tunnel?
Yes, it is boring, but I mean, you get some interesting people here. We had Jenny Teagrove back there a little while ago, and I actually see she has a blister.
No.
Oh, yes.
Gossip, gossip. What gossip have you got?
Oh, she was behind me when I was waiting to use the loo.
You mean she being Jenny Seagrove?
Yes, she
You've
being
got
Jenny.
a lot of fans here. Two Scotsmen in kilts. What have you got inside your sporran?
Nothing of great interest, apart from the whiskey, of course. Medicinal things.
Now, policemen must clock up some miles.
Yes, it's a tremendous event, and I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. I have cheated, however. I've discarded my boots in favour of a nice pair of comfortable walking shoes.
Oh,
and
that's
they're
nice.
first class, but we're having a grand day. Lots of interesting
All
people to
right,
talk
carry on. I'll leave you and go join some more people.
Okay.
Being a health and fitness expert, Diana, what would you recommend people do at a point like this where they're basically just standing around eating and drinking?
Well, we shouldn't really have stopped exactly like this. We ought to just keep moving a little bit. But if we are stopped, it's an ideal opportunity to do a few stretches.
Okay.
So first of all, stretch out the calf muscle, which is that muscle there. Feet facing forward. Push the heel down, stretch it out. Do you feel it? If not, take it out a bit further.
I can feel it.
That
don't
was
worry.
the calf.
Yeah.
Now the hamstring. Take the foot forward. Lift the bottom up on that side. Lift the toes up. Feel the stretch here and in the bottom as well.
It works. It definitely works.
Now the front of the calf. So just up. Stretch it out. Keep those front thighs parallel. And then last, especially for us ladies, the hip flexor. So go to a wall like this. And really stretch out. It's that area there that's going to seize up if we're not careful.
Yeah. How many of these do you need to do then? Hundreds or
No. It isn't 100. It's stretches. So you just hold the stretch for 10 seconds.
Right.
So each of those 4, hold it for 10 seconds, and that should prepare us for as we're going on.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Well, it looks rather like a normal day in the life of the London Underground system, doesn't it? The walkers will be with us very soon. I can hear a hubbub building behind me. They're going to come from that direction. I'm standing in what's called a crossover. Now, there are 2 of these in the Channel Tunnel, and they are vast caverns where the trains will be able to change tunnels should they need to for maintenance reasons or whatever. Now, by any standards, you have to agree that this tunnel is a remarkable feat of engineering. It took 3,000 workers and 4 years to complete. And if that was a year longer than the original estimate, well, they've certainly finished the Channel Tunnel now. There's no doubt about that. No moving trains down here today because here they come, the walkers leaving the service tunnel for the first time in more than 8 hours, entering the cavern at the end here, this crossover cavern. You can just see there them coming through. I don't think we've lost one yet. Daley Thompson is with me, who is the very laid-back captain for this. You were laid back at the start, weren't you? Has it been as easy going as you thought it would?
Well, to be honest, it really has. Most of us have done a bit of training and stuff, and it's not proved to be too bad, but obviously we've still got sort of 7 or 8 miles to go.
Any troubles with any particular ones?
Most of the people are okay, but we did have one big problem.
Yes, you did have a big problem. I think he's downstairs at the moment, the big problem. Anthea Turner's got him. From Mr Blobby in the world.
I know, he's a complete devil.
I don't quite know how we're going to get him out of here. Nigel Higgins is here. Nigel, come
He
and join
doesn't
us.
look like he's walked for a millimetre, does he?
I feel totally utterly fit as a fiddle.
Yes, you look ridiculous. Get out of here. 10 miles that way. Go on. We're off. You know. Yes, go on. 10 miles.
It's quite amazing, actually, because they started off really, really chirpy, and I thought by this stage they might be a bit, you know, out of distance, but it's been a really good atmosphere, you know?
I think the off-putting thing must be coming out into this cavern and hearing a steel band.
I know. It's amazing because we've been in this very small tunnel, and this is just like a ginormous space compared to what we're used to.
Now, where's Anthea? Because we saw her with Blobby just now, but she seems to have disappeared.
She's been blobbed, I think. She has been well and truly blobbed. I don't know.
Let me have a word with a few here. Look, isn't it? Exciting character for you here. Now, who have we got here? This is Nettie.
Nettie Warburg.
Nettie, how old are you?
Nettie Warburg. I'm the 64.5. The oldest walker there is today.
Yes, have you needed the lights?
No, I was waiting for the lights to go off and I could help people.
Well, have a wonderful walk to England. It's 10 miles that way.
Wow, thank
Okay.
you very much.
Nice to see you. Well done for making it this far. Who else have we got here? Look. Now, who are you walking for?
The cancer and leukemia childhood.
And any blisters?
Yes, a couple, but I think they're going to be okay for the next 9 miles and I should be there.
Has it been tougher than you thought?
Yes, it's a long way, but it's a great day. And congratulations to the Children's Society. It's done a wonderful job.
Well, thank you. 10 miles that way, England. Off you go. We'll see you there. Anthea!
You've got your little miner's light on there.
in order that I can flash Ulrika.
Oh, really? Ulrika unfortunately hasn't turned up, has she?
I've got to wear this anyway. The chair has walking okay with it.
Jolly good, jolly good. Here comes Jenny's. Right, well, with me here now is Jenny Seagrove. Jenny, you're on this walk and you were learning your play. Have you learned it? Do you know your line?
I've done Act 1.
You've done it. How many acts are there?
Three. But the blisters have taken over.
Yeah, now your blister was the first. I'm sorry to say you were the first to go.
I've got 4 lovely juicy ones.
Is it really painful?
Yes. But that's all right, because I am made of true British stuff and I will struggle on.
So you're going to get there.
Absolutely. Along with all the others who've also got blisters.
Really? You have a lot of friends with blisters at this point.
They're not fetching like I am.
Well, it's amazing. All 118 of you are still here and you'll all be there at the end. That's amazing. Excellent. Loads of luck. At the end. Thank you. Thank you, Jenny.
Conversation. We've been talking about nutrition, we've been talking about exercises, we've been talking about other unspeakable things as well.
What, like the toilet?
Oh, the toilet! Oh.
The problem is there's a lot of food down there, but you know there's only one way out. And these portaloos are, well, they're adequate, aren't they?
They leave a little to be desired, to be truthful, yes. But we've had such fun. We are having such fun.
Well, Juliet is dancing now with somebody I know quite well.
Only one dancing. You've got to keep moving. They tell you.
You've got to get the flow.
Yeah, you've got to keep going. You're not allowed to stop, are you? How's it going?
Not too bad. I think one thing nobody thought about is the grime. Everyone's getting a bit dirty in your hair.
Everywhere, can't you?
But we've only got 9 miles.
Blisters. Have you got them? This is what we want to know.
Well,
The inside story.
I can feel some of them coming through, but I haven't actually got a blister yet.
You haven't got one yet?
No, I
do not believe that. Everybody else has blisters and you. Is that because you're the blue Peter presenter?
Possibly, but I'll take my socks off, but you wouldn't like me to. I'd show you, but you wouldn't like it.
Well, I'll see your blisters at the end, all right?
Okay, then.
Alex Ross, a policeman. I noticed that once a policeman, always a policeman. You were helping out with some of the marshalling, weren't you?
Yes, it's been a tremendous day. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The atmosphere has been wonderful. Lots of interesting people to talk to. Can I just thank all of the people who've helped and supported me. The Walk Fund does need your donations, and it's been tremendous.
And you've been doing quite a lot of walking on your feet, so this is quite a lot of walking down there. What are you going to do tomorrow?
I think I'll put my feet up for the day. I deserved it.
I think you should.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Well, that's a little update there from the walkers. Now we're back over to Mike.
What a scene there is down here. Now, of course, when you go through the Channel Tunnel, you will not be walking like these people. You'll be travelling in one of the biggest trains in the world. They're half a mile long, these trains, and they're pulled by the most powerful locomotives in the world. Now, one of the people who's not going to be travelling out here on a train, I understand, is Mr Blobby. Is Mr Blobby with us anywhere at all? Anybody know where he is? Can't see any sign of Mr Blobby at all. He's obviously got millions of fans who'd like to know, is he going to get out of here? More importantly, is he going to get run over by a train?
Mr Blobby, friend.
We're going to put him onto a service vehicle and get him out of here, because after all, we wouldn't like anything nasty to happen to Mr Blobby down here at all, would we? Looks like a bit of a struggle trying to get him out, but he won't be walking to the finish. So, the walk continues. There's another 10 miles to go this way up through the Channel Tunnel. And the most important thing about this 10 miles that's coming ahead of them is that it's all uphill. Uphill all the way back to England. It goes up through Shakespeare's Cliff. So let's talk about the trains then, shall we? Because the train is what you'll be travelling on when you go through the Channel Tunnel. The driver doesn't get normal signals. What he actually gets is a load of signals that come up on a panel in front of him.
This is the main signalling control centre, which looks after the whole of the Eurotunnel railway system. Operators here can see at a glance where all the trains are, anywhere from terminal to terminal. Let's look at what it'll be like to take Le Shuttle. First, you'll drive off the M20 motorway directly into the terminal at Cheriton and pay at one of these toll booths. There are frontier controls, one British and one French, next door to each other. Then it's a short distance to the ramps, taking you down to board the waiting shuttle train. The trains are very long. This one, for instance, takes 28 large lorries, and the drivers spend the trip through the tunnel in this special club car at the head of the train. The trip takes just over half an hour, and at the other end, you'll be able to drive straight off the shuttle and onto the French motorway system. There is another kind of shuttle for cars and coaches. The difference here is that the passengers stay with their cars inside these double-deck wagons. They are brightly lit, fully air-conditioned, and there'll be train staff around to help you with information. And yes, there are toilets.
So that's life inside Eurotunnel. The steel band continues down here. It's 10 miles that way to England. I'm going back on the train, so I can be there to meet them when they come out. Please join us on BBC1 live tonight at 9:40 for Le Walk Tunnel Vision. BBC1 on this chilly winter's Saturday night for the closing moments of the unique Le Walk through the Channel Tunnel. And that's the scene here at Folkestone as we look down on this area, which is the British end of the Channel Tunnel. In a few moments, we'll see Le Walk coming to a close, organised by the Children's Society, a 31-mile crossing on foot under the Channel from France. It's been a fantastic day. I'm happy to say it looks as if over £1 million has been raised for charity, and surely everyone here must agree that those taking part truly do deserve the medal they're going to collect. And what's more, they are going to get that, because it's going to be presented by Richard Branson, who is waiting behind me on stage, together with Sir David English of the Daily Mail and Marmaduke Hussey, chairman of the BBC, and Sir Aston Morton, co-chairman of Eurotunnel. 118 walkers set off, and we are expecting all 118 to have made the distance from France. Their families and friends gathered here looking out for them proudly. They'll be coming out of this entrance down here behind me. Everybody a bit anxious to see who comes out first. Only a little bit longer to wait. Juliet Morris is right down inside that tunnel at the moment with them. Let's see what's going on.
And I'm pretty certain I'm surrounded by quite a few aching limbs. Confess, where's it hurting?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. How about you?
All over.
Oh dear. Well, they're nearly at the finish. Now back to Mike.
So not long to wait now. It's a heck of a scene. The airlock down there that you've seen, that is the place where they will be coming through, and there's quite a way for them to walk up here. There's the airlock. That's the first sight we've seen of them coming through there. And for them, they're just getting the first blast of that -6 wind chill factor that Michael Fish was talking about. Let's take a look back now over some of the highlights of a long and extremely challenging day.
The walk has been the first ever foot crossing under the English Channel from France to England. Enthusiasm was there in abundance at the start of the walk in Calais 12 hours and almost 31 miles ago.
2, 1, down with the rocket, and they're off.
Walkers of all shapes and ages, the famous and the unknown, cheerfully walked out of the daylight and into the tunnel. But as the milepost came and went, some began to feel that the view ahead was becoming somewhat uninspiring, to say the least.
It's kind of monotonous. The scenery doesn't change, you know, as you realise, which is a shame, really. Every single light bulb is the same. It feels like we're sort of 118 prisoners of war, really, being marched.
As time and people marched on, rumbling stomachs were replenished at the lavishly stocked feeding stations along the route. The advice was to eat and drink a little, but often. By the halfway mark, as the unrelenting effort required began to take its toll, spirits remained high, but in some cases the flesh was beginning to prove a little weak.
What's the problem here?
Well, they're getting a bit sore, you know, they don't do this every day, although I've done some training. And I was just checking for blisters and making sure they're all right.
Well, I want you to know that we've done 13 miles and they're getting quite juicy.
Which foot is it?
It's my left foot.
Well, we've reached the 18-mile stage, and I'm trying to look after people's feet because we're getting a few blisters now. And so we're putting talcum powder and a bit of Vaseline on and bandaging them up where necessary. But most people are well prepared and haven't got too much so far.
For emergencies, specially designed tunnel ambulances shadowed the walkers. But giving up was certainly not on Graham Gooch's agenda. After 8 hours hard slog, a welcome change of pace came when the walkers left the service tunnel for what's known as a crossover, one of 2 great caverns under the seabed where trains can change tunnels if they need to. The crossover's never been like this before, and certainly never will again. But as the weary warriors left the carnival atmosphere behind them, they had only 4 hours and 10 miles to go, but most of it uphill.
We're live 12 hours and 24 minutes after they set off from France way back this morning. It feels like a year ago. They're about to get their first taste of real fresh air. They should be coming out of that service tunnel at any second. That's the maroon up, which tells us that the first walker is out. The band of the Royal Engineers from Chatham to greet them. The smoke, the lights, and they're out! All 118 walkers who set off 12 hours ago have made it through. A day that we've said before is unique, because this will never happen again. It will be impossible. Richard Branson giving the first medals to the wheelchairs. David Barrett and Kate Hill pushed themselves through the tunnel. And the other walkers will be going up onto the podium to receive their medals.
terrific. Absolutely great. In the crossover part, we did the hokey cokey with the Bishop of Folkestone and the Metropolitan Police. It was absolutely wonderful.
So you fancy turning around and going back?
No, no problem. if I get some contribution to my charity.
Well done, well done. Who have we got here? George.
Yes, George.
Hearing Dogs for the Deaf you've been walking for?
Yes, that's correct.
And
from Luton or Oxford.
How much money do you think you will have raised?
We've raised £37,500.
Excellent. And would you do it again?
Yes, we would. It's been really good. They've looked after us really well.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well done for making it. Now, Anthea or Juliet, who have you got?
Anthea, I'm here. They're coming through in all sorts of different states. I think basically they are euphoric, having done that. How did you do?
Brilliant. It was fabulous.
Was there ever a point where you felt like giving up? Was there ever a point where you felt like giving up?
I was never going to give up. I was going to get through. It was marvellous.
Over here, anything that hurts on your body, number 12?
Just about everything. But it's been worth every minute of it. It's been absolutely tremendous.
You've got blisters, have you?
Blisters on blisters, but
oh,
wonderful.
Never mind, but it was worthwhile.
Great.
And what's the charity that you've been walking for?
The Children's Society.
Excellent. And obviously, I know you've raised an awful lot of
yes,
money.
Yes, we have.
Thank you very much.
Hi again. Nice to see you.
So, has it all been worth it?
Well, yes, I'm sure it has, but those last 2 miles, I don't know who measured those, but they were threatening.
Oh, no. Did it really hurt?
Yeah, it really was tough going.
So what's the first thing you're going to do when you get home?
Well, I think the first thing is to get the foot bath out, whilst the big bath is being run for me.
Oh, somebody's running you a bath, are they?
My wife
Lucky
will do that for me, yes,
yeah,
I'm
you
sure
probably
she will.
deserve a bit of looking after. But has it all been worth it?
It's been terrific.
Good. Well done for doing it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Nigel Havers is with me, Diana Moran and Jenny Seagrove. All three have come out, but who's got the worst blisters?
I haven't taken my shoes off. I'm dreading doing it.
I think we probably tie for the worst blisters.
It's the first medal I've ever had in my life, and I just can't. Thank you very much.
Well, all those years at drama school, and
there are only 118 of them as well.
Nice. Are there?
118 medals, that's all.
There'll be 6 very unhappy people because there are 184 walkers.
It was great fun. I really.
What's it like to be in the fresh air?
Well, lovely. A bit cold. The last mile, we sang hymns to keep ourselves going. Him and me.
Yeah, we did. We sang last mile through with the Bishop and others walkers.
What was the hymn that you sung?
Lead us, Heavenly Father, lead us.
I don't think you'll ever forget that hymn.
No, I don't think we will. No, that's
anything that hurts?
Our feet are very sore, all our legs are sore. We're looking forward to a nice pint and a nice bath.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Todd, how's it been? How's it been?
I've never felt so much pain in my life.
You
My
look
God.
exhausted. You definitely didn't look like this a couple of hours ago.
I'm done.
Are you?
I'm
What's
done.
the first thing you're going to do when you get home?
Put my feet in some water.
Does it really, really hurt?
Oh, it's just my feet and the knees down. Everything else is fine. It's just it all went down to the feet and these silly boots that was told off about. That's what it was.
Oh, well done.
Yeah,
you got there
brilliant.
anyway.
I had to do it.
Well done.
Brilliant. I'm really
Okay.
happy. Really happy.
Over to you.
We're live on BBC1 at the end of Le Walk. This is a very special story. Earlier on today on Radio 1, this man, Peter Norley, who's a customs officer, proposed on the air from the Channel Tunnel, didn't you?
Yep, thanks for it. I was proposed on Radio 1. I don't know if Yvonne heard the proposal or not.
Well, we made certain that she got to hear the proposal, OK? And this is the first... He hasn't heard this. What is the answer, Yvonne?
Yes. Yes!
These fireworks are magnificent. Which was the worst part of the walk, though, for you?
The last few miles, really. It was really hard, but everybody was very supportive and we managed to get through it.
What kept you going?
Chancellor is in excess of £10,000 for the Children's Society and obviously the personal challenge.
And now you're going to go up to get your medal. So go on, join the queue.
Many
Thank you
thanks.
very much.
Now, we've got some more people coming through here. Man with the silver sheet on. And who are you walking for?
The Children's Society.
Now, the tremendous total I've heard coming through. We'll get the full total before the end, but would you do the walk again is the question I asked people.
Not for another 5 minutes, I don't know. It was an experience. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Have you walked that sort of distance before on concrete?
Not through a tunnel. Not through a tunnel. But on concrete, yes.
Was it a delight to see the night sky, cold as it is?
It was. It's the nicest thing I've seen, I think, for the last 24 hours. It's good to be here.
Well, congratulations. I'm sure you've got some friends to meet you here. Thanks for joining us.
Well done.
How many blisters have you got?
Just a couple. I've got a couple of real nice size ones.
Was there ever a point where you thought, oh, forget it?
Was never going to give up. Was never going to give up.
What kept you going?
Got to do it, ain't you? Once you start, it's no good giving up.
And it's good to be in the fresh air again, isn't it?
You can say that
What
again.
was it like down there? You look like you've got mascara on. Your face is so dirty.
It's full of dust. It's full of cement dust. It's very... You can taste it.
Well, I think you deserve your medal. Go and collect it. Thank you very much.
Well, this has been a heck of a day for a lot of people. I hope you've been following it since first thing this morning, because we've shown you during this programme, there have been some tremendous sights. It's a human endeavour is what it's all about, because it really is quite a tough walk. It is on concrete floors for the whole distance. Juliet Morris and Anthea Turner are here because you did the distance, didn't you?
Well, in a manner of
sort
speaking,
of.
we didn't do it like the walkers.
We cycled a little bit, but cycling on those bikes killed us. My bum hurts more than my feet.
Well, it's the end of a very special day for us, on an occasion that can never be repeated. A tremendous night.
Yeah, it has been a real adventure. I think adrenaline has kept everybody going, but now I am so tired. I just want to collapse. I've got nothing left.
If you're tired, though, think about these people who've actually walked the whole way. We cheated. However, I've got a suspicion that despite all their aches and pains, they're going to find the time to celebrate tonight. And
thank you for joining us. 1.7 million has been raised for charity. Good night from the walk. Bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.
That's Life, next, here on BBC One.
Mm-hmm.